episode 17 of On the Sideline. Welcome to On the Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we're here with Big O.
How y'all doing out there today?
And Coach Evan Hearn.
How we doing? Great.
Sorry, that was like an extended delay there before I said I was like, I forgot your name. Sorry.
It's Coach, and you usually forget the coach's name, so.
Because I always I'm like, Coach. And then, but I don't know, because I always just call him Big O, but then I don't know if he wants me to say Coach Big O. Or,
No, I like what you call me, bro. No Diddy. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother.
I love you, man.
I like that
you.
green on you.
Ooh.
Talk about it.
I was wondering how long that would last until we had to point that out.
Oh.
Okay, yes.
Shout out Coach Swinson.
Coach Swinson, this is your shirt that you gave us. This is me wearing your shirt in respect and appreciation for you coming on the show and giving us these shirts, but also congratulations on your Iowa Park Hawks beating my Bulldogs Friday night. It was an interesting game. First half was pretty slow, but you guys made some good adjustments, and needless to say, we ran out of stops on the defensive side, but that's okay. It was a great game for you guys. It was a good game, good win for y'all, and I hope you guys use it and push forward, and I hope the loss challenges Burke to come out firing against Holiday. Something in my throat. Why are you?
No Diddy.
I was smiling because there's no way possible I'm wearing no Iowa Park shirt if we lose to Iowa Park.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the bet right now.
Nope.
Coach Swinson, I need you to send this bet over to O.
I'm not a bet man.
It's not a bet. It's just an agreement.
A gentleman agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I'm
brought
still
us
not gonna do
shirts, and so I feel like, and I hope that maybe somebody who's watching this can put in the comments later that if City View does lose to Iowa Park, I feel like it's a fair situation where you could wear the green on the show.
I've already donated the shirt to the bonfire.
That's a lie.
No, I'm lying. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Green's not my favorite color unless it's money. But I might do it. Just depends.
I think you should. I think that's fair.
Evan, what you think?
Well, I think the gentleman's agreement, you got to go with it.
So does that mean that, Coach, if I win, if we win, somebody got to wear some City View gear?
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, it's a possibility. It could happen.
Or lunch on somebody.
I do like Chick-fil-A. Oh, they do have a good place in our park, too. The Rafter J's Barbecue.
And they got Carlitos over there, too, now.
Ooh.
Which one the best one? The one in Burke or one in?
The one in Burke's original.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the OG, It's the
OG Bobby Johnson. Yeah, okay.
It's good, though.
Shout out
Carlitos. I did eat at the one in Wild Park, though, on the way to our game in Vernon.
That just made me think. I know this is kind of like off the sideline. I wonder if Coach Williams has switched up what he eats now. But remember, he said he was starting off with a such and such burrito or whatever, and he changes it game to game. I wonder if he switched up what he eats, because I know he's real big on trying to get chemistry and things going that way. So I know Coach Williams. Let's find that meal to get the Bulldogs rolling. Hopefully you can find that meal this week.
Yeah, so we'll begin the show. Of course, we got a lot more football to talk about. Week 3 just ended. But we're going to start with volleyball because we don't want to forget about those girls out there and all the hard work they do out on the court. And we constantly say this, but we have such great volleyball players in this area. We have such great volleyball teams in this area. We have our rankings that we put out is pretty. They're I think they're forming to maybe a more longevital. Is that a word? Like a long, like staying in the same place for a longer period of time versus
longevity, but longevital bull. If it ain't a word, we're gonna get it added to Webster. Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I've never heard that one, but we can go with it.
Let's get it added.
I like it.
Let's call Webster up and see.
Longevitable.
Yeah.
Longevitable.
New word by Jeff.
All right, so of course, our rankings go like this. Memorial still at the top. Henrietta girls right there in second place. Graham girls, Harold, Holiday, Benjamin, Windthorst, Nocona, Christ Academy, Burke Burnett. Our girls on the side, Iowa Park, Electra, St. Joe, Vernon, and Jacksboro. We have a huge matchup coming up this Tuesday.
Yes.
We have Henrietta at Holiday. I'll be there shooting some video. They are both great teams. Holiday pushed Memorial to the brink. 5 matches or 5 sets, or I don't know if they call a match. I don't know. I'm still confused with that.
Match set. I think they
Like
get
the
what you
whole
mean.
thing, is that called a game?
So one individual set, I think that's a set, and then
The whole game is like a match? Like the whole overall is a match?
yeah, I think that's kind of like tennis. I think you know how they said match one,
And game point.
game point.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that.
Okay. So
I
we'll
would
go with
assume.
that.
I don't know if
We're
we're
going
wrong.
to need
so-
somebody to help us.
somebody just
Somebody post down in the comments. Let us know. Is it because it goes up to a best of 5 sets
yes,
is a match?
yes, sir.
Okay, I think that's what we're rolling with. If we're wrong, correct us, please.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So, Holiday pushed Memorial to 5 sets. Wait, yeah, 5 sets. And we all know Memorial beat Henrietta in 3 straight. But, you know, time has gone by.
And like I said, I was at that game, and it was a close 3 sets. It wasn't like, 25-15 or, 25-12. Like Henrietta, it was a close. I think 25-21, somewhere around there was those 3 sets. And so you saw Memorial and Holiday in person. So what is your take? Have you got to see Henrietta yet?
Oh, yeah, I've seen plenty of Henrietta. Actually, this last week I got to see Legacy Christ Academy in Vernon. They played a duel. And Christ Academy won both games. Legacy went 1-1, and Vernon went 0-2. But Vernon Legacy was 5 sets, so that was a push to the brink. But yeah, I mean, I saw Memorial and Holiday go 5, and that was intense. That was pretty awesome. I mean, they've got so many good girls on both sides of the ball, and.
So since you got to see both, you said on both sides of the ball, let's say both sides of the court.
Or both sides of the net. There we go. Both sides of the net.
So, hey, volleyball, game of the week, game of the match of the week. Who would you say is your early pick between Holiday and Henrietta?
So, oh man.
I got a pick too.
Yeah, we can all pick this.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll start though. It's definitely going to be the game of the week. I don't know. I mean, there's other games going on, I'm sure, but this one we kind of had circled on, and I've been looking forward to getting out and video. And I think it'll go 5, but I don't know. I think Holiday with the home field, the Holiday gets crazy. Their student section actually shows up for their volleyball games, and they get crazy. But Henrietta's really good, man. That's a tough one, really.
And
I think it'll go 5, and I'm going to say Holiday with the edge because they're at home.
And that to me was, I watched how Holiday young ladies handled with that being not only a home game for Memorial, but it was the first ever home game. So you had the Mavs bullpen, and you had everybody coming out, wanting to see the new building and to see a first ever home game. And I thought the ladies from Holiday and their coach, I thought they handled the adversity well. So you talk about
You're talking about Henrietta.
Henrietta, yeah. Henrietta, sorry. The way they handled that environment. And as you say, now they're on the road at Holiday, which we know is a tough environment as well. So I would like to think that they'll be able to handle it. Maybe the home court does give an advantage, but I'm gonna take Henrietta.
It's not a bad choice.
Oh man, I thought y'all. Well, Just been keeping up with it a little bit. I haven't had a chance to see either team play this year. Holiday has a rich root of really, really good players in volleyball, and Henrietta as well. Henrietta, I do feel this is probably the strongest they've been in a long time as far as volleyball when it comes to volleyball this year. They got some pretty good players. Jeff has a couple players that he shouted out just in conversation with us. It's been stellar players. I've been able to kind of watch their stat lines and things like that, and they're proven to be just that player that he said that they are. I'm picking in this game. You have the Bearcats versus an Eagle.
Animal matchup.
Yeah, Holiday's home. Henrietta's on the road. They do play each other twice. I will go on the record and say that I think this series will be a split. But I think this particular game.
Is this district?
Yeah, this is a district.
Okay.
I believe this game. I think Holiday wins this game in 5 sets, like Jeff said, and I do believe the reason I'm picking it is just the home court advantage. So I think this series will be. I think it's going to be a split. So I think Henrietta will win whenever they play at home.
I can agree to that, and it could go either way.
Yes,
because they're both. I mean, there's so many good players on the court at the same time, both sides. It's hard to tell. It's one of those games where it's so evenly matched. Both teams, as long as they don't match up early on in the playoffs, could have a very long run, deep run into the playoffs. But yeah, so that's an exciting game we're looking forward to on Tuesday. We have other games, other matchups going on. One team that's really kind of slowly creeping up our rankings and is the St. Joe Lady Panther. Are those the Panthers?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They're the Panthers.
Sorry, I should have known that right off the bat. But I mean, they're slowly creeping up. They actually took they went undefeated, I think, into the championship game and lost to Herald, which we all know Herald's the powerhouse 1A team over there. State visit last year. Probably expected, very well expected to be another state visit this year. You know, we're pulling for them. We're pulling for all 9-4-0 teams. Unfortunately, sometimes they battle each other. We got to pick you have a winner, you have a loser. That's just how sports are. That's the beauty of the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, and with us going with one team this time and different team next time, it's not, we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. Because
yeah, for sure.
We still got some of that brewing from.
Yeah, and anytime that I'm picking Holiday, that's just me being honest. Because I know a lot of time people think the City View Holiday rivalry, but those young ladies are doing a great thing. But I do want to go on the record and say that we were talking before we got on the air. We are predicting, and this is something we believe in, that we're going to have several teams from this area making deep runs in the playoffs. This community has been great when it coming to volleyball. I just love the atmosphere. I love what's going on with the volleyball season this year. I love the publicity. I feel like this is the most pub that volleyball has gotten in a long time in this community, and we love doing it. We love doing that for you ladies and for the parents. And we just hope that, what we're doing is just making the girls work even harder and just understanding their worth and what they're doing on the court. It matters. So we appreciate you guys letting us cover you guys this year.
Yes, we do. I mean, we can go down our list right here and just kind of give what our thoughts are real quick on how far we may see some of these teams in the playoffs. I mean, Memorial, Memorial's still kind of questionable just because we don't know their district that well. They're 5A, but the way that I've seen them play, the way that they've, kind of stayed at the top of our rankings, I mean, I'm sure it'll be tough in their district and their playoff path, but, I mean, they're playing good volleyball. So, I mean, as long as they keep playing good volleyball and they got, extreme hitters like Maddie Bobbitt and that Eva Grissel, hopefully I'm saying that right, those girls can really smack the ball hard. And so –
can we say this, though? One thing we do need to point out is because I got, if Memorial gets playoffs, I got them going to at least 3 rounds. That's just my hope for them. But one thing that, we want to make sure that we talk about is the luxury now of sports going small and big. That's going to be huge of where you position and where you're going if you're playing small or big.
Tell
whenever you
them,
make
tell
the
the
playoffs.
viewers what that means, because some people may not know exactly what.
I'm gonna let our expert Evan take that part over.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Evan.
All right, and so this season, in August, this summer, UIL. It's already done in football, but UIL decided to split up volleyball and basketball along with baseball as well. And so what that does is you're going to have, instead of basketball and those other sports, instead of just one Class 4A division champ, or Class 4A, division champ, now you'll have two. So you'll have a Division 1 and a Division 2, like it is broken down into football. So what that does is teams now, once they get into the playoffs, they are then seeded by what their student enrollment is. So compared to, I know, and I'll speak on for Memorial, I think we will be the small school because of our district. We have one of the smallest enrollments in our district. So in some sense, it could help a lot of people, which one is going to bring more champions. I think, what does that do? Go from, I had the number in my head.
8 to 16
yeah,
or something?
8 to 16, 6 to 12, whatever the number is. It doubles the champion, but it also gives, it doesn't create a competitive disadvantage like you would have in some classifications. Now you'll get lined up with schools who are more your size and gives you a better option to compete with. So, like I said, when you're playing maybe those DFW schools, like we know Wichita Falls does, or the area does around here, they're outmanned due to the enrollment. Now it kind of gives them a more it makes a competitive advantage, a clean slate for everybody to be out there and go further in the playoffs, or give them a competitive chance to go in the playoffs.
So let's talk numbers real quick, because this is, if I was a coach, this is where it kind of gets tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're in a district where the numbers are kind of close, because I think our district, like with Holiday, City View, Bowie, Iowa Park, that district, the numbers get tricky, especially for a team like Holiday. Holiday, they're like kind of right there in the middle. They have less kids than Iowa Park, Bowie, and Vernon, but then they're only maybe 30 or 40 more kids than like City View, Jacksboro, Henrietta, and things like that. So if you're a coach, do you tank to be able to go small school, or do you go out and just outright win that district, that district championship?
I think you bring up a good point. Now, coaches probably won't come up on here and say, "Well, we're in the playoffs. We can drop 2 of our next 3." They won't come out and say that, but it does kind of, like what you said. It kind of brings a competitive. You as a coach are thinking, all right, we're here. What do we need to do over these next couple of games? And so that's a strategy that I think coaches are now look at. And like I said, it won't. We all want to win. We all want to succeed. And sometimes, like I said, if Memorial's always small school, their hand is already dealt as far as what they're gonna do. And like you said, with you guys' division, it kind of it depends on who gets in. And so. That's just something you'll have to pay attention to. I think this first year is going to be pretty cool just to see, how coaches use that and to further on, maybe something to look at is like some data, in the next couple of years.
They'll probably gather that after the first year.
It's going to be
two.
interesting though, because if you really think about it, just the road, and I can just speak on like City View's in basketball for the They've made it to the regional tournament.
Mm-hmm.
One year made it to the state tournament, but every school that they play to get to the regional tournament are all
big schools.
Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those.
It's definitely going to be different.
Yeah, it'll be like you don't play the Peasters, the Brocks, the Walls, the powerhouse schools. Now you really don't even know who the teams you would be playing.
And the same thing for which I know Hershey's not around anymore, but they were having to run into the Canyons, the Randalls, the Lubbock Estacadas, What I do not like about it is, it does, as you mentioned, it takes away that regional tournament part. You know what I mean? And where all 4 teams are at one venue and things like that. So now you're having to maybe it takes away from the Coliseums or the arenas, and now you're maybe playing more games at high school. But in the end, it'll all work out.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what it all does, because I think it'll be good.
It'll be interesting.
So we'll go to Henrietta. We expect them to have a deep playoff run. Graham, who is 4A, but we expect them to have a deep playoff run, how well they're playing. Harold, obviously, expectations of state tournament. Holiday, we just talked about them, deep playoff run. Benjamin, they're doing well out there in their 1A division. We expect them to do a deep playoff run. Windthorst, again, 2A, going to be deep playoff run. Nocona, they were ranked number 6 in state, I think, at one point. Expected to be a deep playoff run. Christ Academy is a four-time state championship.
They're trying to get 5.
Straight. Trying to go for 5 as the expectation. I mean, that is, so that, I mean, and now you got Electra, who's playing well. You got St. Joe, who's coming out of the woodworks and doing really well. I mean, all these teams, we're looking at, I think we guessed, 6? I mean, not 6. We said 3 is realistic. 3 teams in our coverage area to make the state tournament in volleyball. That would be amazing if we could have more, obviously. But we realistically think 3 teams out of the 940 right in our coverage area can make the state tournament in volleyball, which would be awesome. So real quick, let's get a word from our sponsors. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to move right into football. We'll be right back. The realtor we trust is Kim Roart, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website, homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing-related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AJ a call at 940-782-1194. As one of the top medical spas in Wichita Falls, GlowMD offers a comprehensive collection of treatments and services for you to look and feel your absolute best. Our physician-led team will ensure a warm, welcoming experience with a personalized approach. Give Dr. Don Peters a call at 940-642-4982. All right. We're back. We're back, and we're going to go straight into football. We have our top 10 rankings. We're going to go over that. I'll just splurt that off real quick of what happened. Jacksboro's number 1. They won this week. Windthorst was number 2. They lost to Munster. Holiday, number 3. They lost to Benbrook, I think.
Yes,
Vernon lost. City View came in and took care of business there. Graham, they had an actual big win, 58-0, I think. Munster beat Windthorst. Memorial had a big win. Electra had a big win. City View, big win against Vernon. Monday, big win. I mean, we still have 3 undefeated teams left with Jacksboro, Electra, and Monday in our coverage area. I mean, we had a lot of top teams get hit this week.
I think the rankings for me that's the most exciting part about it. It's been each week when we sit down, it's like, okay, this is where we're at. This team here lost. This team did this. This team did this. So each week we're trying to make sure that we're getting the best product out. And we sit down, text for hours going back and forth. We try to make sure we give everybody just of winning big games, and also too teams that are losing close games, or things like that. They're not taking too big of a hit in the rankings. And then you also have teams that nobody would even thought would be on the rankings. Not I ain't gonna say wouldn't thought, but they're doing extremely well. We have, like he said, we still have 3 teams that are undefeated in our rankings. That's extremely good. So we're excited about it. We're gonna talk a little bit about it today, but we're definitely excited about our rankings and what's going on.
Yeah, I think, and I'll talk more about those teams. I want to talk about Monday and Electra. Coach McKitty, year 2 in Electra. My colleague here always talks about that Sideline way that he's bringing, and you got to have those guys who's willing to pay the price for you. And I feel like with that pedigree and what he's brought to Electra, he's got those kids to buy in and believe, hey, we can do it, and hey, we can get the job done. And that just goes to show with their record being 3-0. And then shout out Coach Langston out there in Monday. We know they have a rich tradition, rich history out there, and moving to 11-man has been tough. And they're off to a 3-0 start. Don't have it up in front of me, but I can say it's probably the first time in a while that they've gotten off to a 3-0 start. So shout out to Coach Langston out there in Monday, and shout out to Coach McKitty and Electra.
Yeah, for sure. Those guys, like you said, I really think they're both bought in, and I enjoyed both those interviews with those 2 coaches. And something just sticks out to me with that being a mogul. You know, there's only one mogul in the state of Texas. It's over there on Monday, and I don't know, man.
Can we talk?
I ain't going against them.
What makes this? Let's really talk the meat of this, of what makes this really, really interesting, though. So you have Monday, who's undefeated. You have Electra, who's undefeated. Same district. They're in the same district, but they're also in the same district with Windthorst, Archer City, Petrolia, and Seymour. And then the team that we don't cover is Haskell. That's in that district. That district's about to be.
It's loaded.
It's about to be electric.
So you got those 3-0 teams, Electra and Monday, and then everybody else is 2-1, except for Seymour, who's 1-2. But they played Albany this past week, and the 2-time state defended champs, and so we know that was a tough task. But can't count out Coach Lloyd and those guys, and like you said, Petrolia, what Coach Blasingame got going on.
I'm excited.
That's
So where does Munster sit? Is Munster in?
They're not in their district. They're in the district with I believe Alvord.
So they moved over.
Yeah,
Have they always been in there?
Yeah, they've never been, just because of location.
Yeah.
Okay, but they always play each other, Munster and Windthorst.
Yeah, they play.
Munster.
They normally play every year. Yes, sir. But this is
Man,
gonna
I'll
be.
tell you, Munster's good.
They're monsters.
Monster. You do say monsters.
Yeah,
like,
they're monsters.
is he talking about Munster? Who's he talking about?
They
But it is. I mean, they're.
whoever came
They went
up
out
with
and put a whooping on
the
Windthorst.
Hornets. They missed the perfect opportunity to be the Munster Monsters,
Man.
the M&Ms.
Yeah, be afraid of them. Come to our stadium, you better be afraid. Like I'm excited. I mean, Coach Carney is he's doing an amazing job with them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm extremely impressed of how well he what he does as a coach to get his kids up ready to play and back-to-back weeks of huge games. That's not necessarily an easy task to do, especially taking a game. It took a lot out of them playing Holiday. They're beat up a little. I ain't going to say necessarily beat up, but that's just the kind of terminology you use when you play a tough opponent. Kind of beat up, bruised up a little bit, but still able to come out Friday and to me was a statement win. It wasn't just a win, but it was a statement win because Windthorst and Munster could easily see each other in the playoffs and be in each other's way. And you don't see that happen too often either, where teams who are in the same region, same classification, play each other in preseason before district play or things like that. So shout out to both of those coaches for, scheduling that game like that.
And like you said, not only did they beat them, it was on the road, and Windthorst is a tough place to play. And so they went in there, like you said, they could have went in there and said, oh, well, we just played Holiday, and so, it'll be okay. It's non-district, but Coach Corney got those guys ready, and they came in there rolling in, and they handled Windthorst well. Now, I know Coach Tackett, he's going to use this as a learning point for his guys out there in Windthorst. We won't have time to lick our wounds because we're back at it.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know who plays Windthorst next, but I'm sure they're going to come out and just like Holiday, they're going to, like you mentioned before the show, they play Burke this week, and man, I don't know how it's going to go, but Holiday is going to be ready to fire back after taking that little loss against Benbrook. We said who won, who lost. We still got undefeated Jacksboro Electra Monday. The rankings obviously are going to shake up a little bit this week. We'll have that ranking out hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday. But let's talk about six-man. Six-man, we got, I think, six? Six undefeated teams. We got Newcastle, Knox City, Perrin-Witt, Wichita Christian, Woodson, and St. Joe, all still undefeated, 3-0. All still playing really good football. Again, we've got to make our appearance out at a six-man game because, I mean, like you said before the show, we ain't never kept up with this much six-man, and now we're excited.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, six-man football is one of those things where I'm not gonna lie, it's taking a lot of my attention. I'm focused. I love keeping up with it. Some great coaches. You learn a lot. We learned. I feel like when we did the preseason stuff, we learned a lot about six-man, and then also too, just we actually have a kid that came from six-man, played 11-man, came from six-man, and just seeing him go through the transition of getting back used to playing 11-man football, coming from six-man is like. Because six-man is so much faster, so you can sometimes react quicker than what you probably need to be doing at 11-man. And sometimes you would think that would be a good thing, but sometimes it could put you out of place, over pursuing and things like that. So six-man football, man, I'm excited. Coach Archie, I'm sorry, man. I guess you took what I said personal. And, went out there and did what you did to them Goldberg and Coach Hiller and them. Coach Hill, I'm sorry for bringing that up and getting that
Giving
done.
them bullet board material.
Yeah. So right now in our battles of the colors right now, we got Newcastle until next year. When they play Goldberg, they won the battle of the green. So City View, we lost the logo to Windthorst, so they own the logo. I'm gonna start kind of remembering to say those type of things when we have the battles of the color. Holidays right now in the winning, they won the battle of the red against Monster. So it gives us something to look forward to next year. Who's gonna take the throne back and things like that. But again, shout out St. Joe. St. Joe sound like that's like a grandma name, a nickname. Joe, come here. Joe. They're doing good in volleyball and in football right now, and we're excited about them. They're the Panthers. They're out there handling their business. St. Joe, let's just be realistic. They knocked off this week a number 3 state-ranked team. Nobody expected them to do that. Nobody but St. Joe expected them to do that probably. But St. Joe came in and they had a point to prove that they deserve and they belong. And they knocked off one of the top teams in the state this week. So and they didn't just they won 33-30. I mean, they were kicking field goals and they were on all cylinders. But a win is a win. Congratulations on St. Joe for winning that big game.
For sure, coming out of nowhere. Not necessarily nowhere, but like we talked briefly before the show about how St. Joe is really coming. We didn't get a chance to follow them last year when we started with basketball, but definitely one of our schools that we're excited about. A smaller school, but a lot of good talent over there. like you mentioned, both volleyball and football doing really well. You mentioned going from a player going from 6-man to 11-man. Let's just touch on Grayson Rigdon real quick. I know he's left our coverage area, but man, I don't think he's missed a beat.
Nah, I'm gonna be the first to say when he came down and played in our in the basketball All-Star, that was the first time I had ever like physically seen him in person, and just his demeanor of how he carried himself, how he prepared for the game. Right then and there, I said, we all said, I said, that kid's a winner. At that time, we knew that he was going to be trying to transition to a school. We didn't know if it was going to be 11-man or another 6-man school. But I think the reason, this is just me, he didn't tell us this, he didn't email us or say this. I think he just wanted to prove to everybody that no matter where he was at, that he was still he's just a super athlete. He's still putting up these crazy numbers at Columbus, and Columbus is a really, really good 3A football program, and I think I looked one week.
He's got 12 touchdowns in 3 games.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like these numbers is like insane, and he's still making it look effortless and easy. I think his recruitment is taking off to another level. I seen that he had decommitted from Army.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason of doing that is it's probably so many more of these bigger schools now are like, okay, this is what we needed to see. This kid is a special talent. So shout out to Grayson Rigdon where he's at, man. We wish him nothing but the best.
Yes, sir. We'll go right into talking about sorry. So Newcastle won this week.
Yes, sir.
Benjamin actually lost.
Mm-hmm.
They were, I think, 5 coming off back-to-back.
Yeah.
State championship games. Obviously, they lost Grayson Rigdon, but they still got a great, solid team. They got another solid athlete out there that
got the Hayes brothers.
Yeah, the Hayes brothers. Knox City won. Perrin-Witt won, like you mentioned. Or no, you didn't. That was St. Joe. Perrin-Witt won, so they're undefeated still. Wichita Christian won big, undefeated. Woodson won big, undefeated. St. Joe, like you mentioned, beat the number 3 ranked team, 33-30. I can't remember if it was overtime or not. I'm not sure. Double check me on that eventually. But still, beating the number 3 ranked team, St. Joe's doing things, man. That they're the ones. Perrin-Witt, St. Joe, Wichita Christian, Woodson. This is going to be a hard ranking this week for us to put out.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
And I think that's, our 6-man is just like our volleyball. Not saying that 11-man is not, but we got some tough teams. And I know our ranking is at a top 6. We could probably do a top 10, but we want it to be the best of the best. And so, we talked about there's 6 undefeated teams and how those guys going to stack up. What Coach Archer and Newcastle's doing out there is amazing. What Perrin-Witt is doing out there is great. Wichita Christian, Coach Nolan, those guys are really tearing it up out there. And so not only are they scoring points, but they're playing defense. You just looking at these past week scores, you got the 45-point mercy rule, so to speak, because they're playing defense out there. And that's what, like we guys talked about, is getting out there and getting a chance to see these guys, because those coaches and those kids put the same amount of time, same amount of effort, and having to go both ways and kick extra points and do this and do that. Those guys deserve their praise. So we'll come out there and we'll come see you because you guys deserve it. But shout out to all those 6-man schools in and around the area.
Yes, sir. So we will. 6-man's crazy, and we have 2 good 6-man matchups of 2 teams that we covered playing head to head. I think we should just go ahead and go over our teams that play each other, and we'll do our picks real quick, and then we'll announce the game of the week. So the first game is Nocona versus Archer City. I think Archer City coming off a win. Nocona also coming off a win. So,
Game of the week.
Game of the week. Potential, is it? I mean, do we got to vote on this? Because what O said earlier about that rivalry got me thinking.
Could be.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Hold off. We're good. We're good. So, yeah. Nocona versus Archer City. I'm going to go. Is that in Archer City or in Nocona? Because I got to go home field advantage here. I think it's such a tight matchup. I'm going with the home team.
Whoever the home team is.
Yeah. Oh, and for those wondering, this is a Bowie's hat I'm wearing. Bowie, Jackrabbits. They got the win this week.
Bojo.
So, Owl Park win. Bowie win.
It looks like it's at Wildcat Stadium, which is in Archer City.
That's Archer City.
Nocona got their first win last week. Archer City got a big one to go 2-1. And man, I like both of those coaches that came in. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say Wildcats or Indians. Indians can shoot a Wildcat, can't they? Bow and arrow.
I don't know. They're wild.
What if that cat get loose?
How many Wildcats against how many Indians? 11 and
Indians
11.
packing the tribe.
That's true.
Give me the Indians, man. I'm gonna go with the Nocona Indians.
I'm going Wildcats. What you got, O?
I'm strictly making this pick based off of what Archer's coach. He just touched my heart when he said how much that the O-line meant to him. I'm getting sentimental again, just thinking about that coach. No, not just that, but Archer City's. I think this is the time of the year where they normally start to peak. Not peaking too fast, but normally Archer about this time of year every year. This is when they kind of get their ball rolling. I got Archer City winning this game in a close one, maybe by 3.
Very good, very good. Next game is Holiday and Burke. I think I'm going to go with Holiday.
Burke, love you guys. Last time, I had my who let the dogs out.
Didn't work.
It's not that it didn't work. The dogs are in the doghouse this week. Holiday win this game in a convincing fashion.
And I think we talked about it earlier, right? Burke could be coming in licking their wounds, and Holiday could be some mad Eagles flying in after getting maybe upset, you would say, by a Benbrook team. But who knows what happened in that game, 33-29, so it was a close one. So I'm gonna be like you guys, hero, Holiday Eagles. Roll
I think
on.
so. Next game up, City View and Owl Park. I think it's in Owl Park.
Yes, sir.
We had a ongoing discussion today on City View football, and I told O that they have not been as convincing as I was anticipating them to be. O calls me a hater, but I think what I need to see, and I'm going to pick City View, but what I want from City View,
even wearing Owl Park green.
I'm wearing Owl Park green. I'm going with City View. Sorry, but
you better watch out.
What I want to see.
Don't pick us, bro.
Is,
You bad luck. Don't pick us.
I'm picking City View. But what I want to see is I want to see a 30-point. I want to see another blowout win like they did against Vernon. I want to see it convincing fashion. I want to see a lesser number of penalties.
We only had 3 last week.
Okay. All right. I didn't get to see the game, but that's what I want to see. So I'm going to go City View, and I'm thinking 21 points.
This game, of course, you guys know, but I wore this shirt just because it says it's our time. Mm-hmm. It's our time. These young men, I'm picking. Of course, I'm passionate about all of the schools and programs, but I would be a fool and lie if I said I'm going to pick against my own son. That's just, I got to live with him.
Blood, baby.
And he's bigger than me, and I ain't trying to get him to choke me out. All right. I love you, son.
Sissy.
Yeah. But I think this will be a game. It's going to be better than what most people think. Owl Park and City View are extremely close in location, probably, maybe 5-10 minutes down the road from each other. Most of those kids hang out, play, been knowing each other for a long time. So this is going to be one of those, I call this a trap game for City View. If they come out flat, They will lose that. They will lose the game if they come out flat. You can't come out in this game and give Iowa Park any type of hope in this game. So I pick City View. I think the defense keeps it going in City View. They've been playing extremely well. I think the offense also continues to thrive and get going like they did last week against Vernon. So Jeff is calling for a blowout, but I think this game is going to be closer than what most people may anticipate. I think City View win this game probably by 14.
Iowa Park got a big win last week. You know, they were 0-2 on the slide, getting a big win versus Burke, obviously getting the first one of the season, and that can kind of get the ball rolling. For me, City View, they got a huge win in Vernon. You can talk about who was in, who was out type deal, but I just know when the bus rolled in, the Mustangs that got off the bus showed up. And so this, to me, Coach O said it's a trap game. I think this is another chance for City View to prove, you know, make a statement. Go on the road again and make a statement. And so we know Hawk Stadium could be tough. You don't come out there clean, you'll be battered and bruised. Coach Winston, I have those guys ready, but I picked City View last week to beat a good Vernon team, and I'm going to do the same thing. Could be looking ahead next week to a big matchup. And so I again will pick City View, another statement game for them this Friday.
All right, our next game is switch over to six-man. We got two games, Forsberg versus St. Joe. St. Joe's undefeated for a reason. They just coming off that win against number 3 ranked team in the state. I think that they're rolling right now. I think they're fired up, and I think they're going to beat Forsberg. So I'm going with St. Joe.
Man, this game is a rival game, if I'm not mistaken. St. Joe and Forsberg, they're not as close, I think, as Iowa Park and City View, but they're right there by each other. They're a couple towns apart. So St. Joe did have that convincing win against a really, really good team. Forsberg has been struggling a little bit this year. I'm gonna go with the Panthers in this one. But I'm going with the Panthers in this one. But I want to see the Panthers come out and dominate this game. I want to see dominant fashion. I want to see them let everybody know that it wasn't a fluke that they won and beat the number 3 team by 3 points, but they were battle tested and they're still hungry. And I'm picking St. Joe to come out and make a statement win this week, winning by, I'll say, run rule.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, you know, convincing fashion. St. Joe, obviously, rivalry games you can throw out the record books because the town, the people, the fans, the players, the coaches, everybody gets up for rivalry games. But, you know, St. Joe seems to be rolling right now, and so I'm a go with St. Joe as well.
All right, in our last game is another 6-man matchup between Harold and Goldberg. This one's kind of tough for me because I think Goldberg has been beatered and battered, if that's a word. Check that one. I think they're going to be fired up, man. I think they're going to want to come out and try to get a win. Like you mentioned, getting that first one's always the most important one. Harold, I think, is what? They're 1-1 or 1-2-1 or
yeah, 1-1.
1-1. I think at this point in the season, week 4, a team that's still winless needs to really come out and fight. And this has got to be a state, like you talk about statement games. I'm thinking this is a statement game for Goldberg. I think they win a close one over Harold.
So just looking at the standings, we talked about the teams that are undefeated. Goldberg has lost to all 3 of the 6 teams that are undefeated in our coverage area. So it's not like they're just losing to slouch of teams. So they lost to Perrinwood, they lost to St. Joe in a close one, 26-22, and then they lost the heartbreaker to a big time win for Newcastle, 72-36. So I think this is the week that Goldberg. Coach Hiller. I've been down on my knees praying that you're gonna get it together this week, and you're gonna be the healer.
Preach that sermon.
You're gonna be the healer. I said,
Preach on.
Coach Hiller is
Tell
going to
him.
be the healer this week.
Tell him.
He's going to get his boys.
Yeah.
Tell him.
He going to get them ready.
What's he going to do?
And they going to go down there to Harold, and they going to get
Preach
a win. Goldberg gets their first win this week, and Coach Hiller is going to have his team ready to go this week. Coach Hiller, come on. My knees are getting a little tired of all this praying I've been doing for the Goldberg Bears. Come on, help me out. Goldberg gets their win this week.
Well, I got a little something. All right, but it ain't gonna come up. But I was gonna play the Goldberg entrance because I was trying to do it for old. But like you said, that first one will run away from you. And sometimes you got to catch it. Harold is good. They're gonna get a good test. It's a home game, as we talked about. But it's just something about Coach Healer, man. And I'm gonna keep picking them so we can get that first one. Harold, you got one. Come on, Goldberg. Now it's your time. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Goldberg Bears to get their win today, Friday.
All right. So that so with that being said, we only have 5 head-to-head games this week. Of course, amongst the show here with us hosts, we'll be picking. We need to put a stat sheet to let everybody know where we stand on where everybody's
I'm
at.
winning, by the way.
But
Because I've been being too free.
our game of the week is Nakona and Archer City.
Yes, sir.
We think that's going to be a great matchup, and we think it's going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we have. Did we all pick Archer City?
No, I picked.
He put the
I
Indians.
picked
Oh
the
yeah, he
Indians.
picked the Indians. So we do have a split decision on the pick, so that makes it a little bit more exciting. But we do think that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep an eye out for the rankings this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we're going to put out individual offensive rankings or individual defensive rankings this week, but individual rankings are coming for football, both 11 and 6-man. Both the team rankings for 11 and 6-man should drop tomorrow or Tuesday, and then obviously our volleyball rankings will drop again Monday or Tuesday. Do you guys got anything else?
And I know we talked about our coverage game areas, but an intriguing Week 4 matchup is the Graham Decatur game. It's in. Oh, I just had it and I just went blank.
That's going to be a good one.
It is at Graham. So Graham with the home field advantage. Like I said, they were able to bounce back from a loss to Springtown the week before. Went on the road, beat Whitesboro 58-0. Like we talked about, a convincing win. So that to me is a good matchup between two teams who could probably meet down the road.
No chance it's on Thursday.
No chance. It's a Friday.
What they used to say, no chance.
I'll say I'll go to it if it's on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show today. Thank you guys for listening and checking in with us. Episode 17, it's been a fun ride so far. We're just going to keep putting them out as much as we can. If you guys ever have questions, concerns, anything like that, make sure you leave it in the comments for us. We do like to, talk to our viewers or answer questions from our viewers or whatever we can do if you guys have questions. But we do appreciate everybody who comes and watches and hangs out. Also, we appreciate our sponsors and everything they do for us. And yeah, that's the end of the show, boys.
Yeah, I just want to say, we were talking about the show. Get that drip in, man. We haven't had any submissions for the drip or skip. Come on, I know you guys are dripped out there. Also out there, parents, fans. We're trying to finish helmet row in our studio, so we're still lacking a few helmets from teams. Maybe we'll kind of put a list out there of some helmets that we're needing. Even if you can just get us a decal, we got some helmets that we can to get stuff on. We just want to make sure the studio is well represented for all of the schools in this community. We got a lot of jerseys we're gonna be getting hung up, but again, we're very proud of this community, and we want our studio when people to come see that we're proud of this community as well.
For sure. Very good point. All right. That's it. That's a wrap. Appreciate you guys for coming and watching, and we'll see you next time.